Hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Thingamabobber, you know what I mean. So, I wanted to give a little update. So, I took out my hair. It looks great. Look at my parts. Still there. Um, as it should be. Um, and I want, yeah. So, as most of you know, I actually live in Washington, D.C. And I've been here since 2016, and I've had a variety of roommates, to be honest. Come, this is how it be in the city. And I gotta say, I have some roommates now. They always come in and out. But I can say I had the most unique encounter with a unique conversation with a housemate that ended well, but the conversation was interesting to say the least. So, let me try to do some of this real quick. While y'all are here and I'm taking a second, make sure you follow me on social media, Instagram, chasm.com, wake up sissies. I got Butters discount. Make sure you check that out as well. Getthebutters.com/House of Sonique for 10% off your entire order. Boom. So, it's been great for my skin. I've been loving it. Absolutely no complaints at all. It's been delicious. Listen, it's flavored, and yes, it is tasty, to say the least. So okay, so let's get back into the story. All right, so I had a housemate who moved in, and they were an interesting fellow. White boy moved in, 23-ish. Right, so okay, we'll just call him Mike. His name's not actually Mike, but we'll call him Mike. So Mike moves in, and I live downstairs in the basement. There's only 2 bedrooms down here. The other bedrooms are on the 2nd floor. So generally, if no one's here, the basement's kind of like my free-for-all. So, mind you, I wasn't checking the email, and so I didn't know someone was moving in. Nonetheless, when they moved in, let's just say I had a lot of my personal items in the bathroom. And it was a very interesting encounter for my other housemates to give them a tour of the bathroom and the downstairs areas with my items in there. Let's just say that. So they got to meet me without really meeting me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I think you know what I'm saying. Okay, anyways. So, shortly after that, I'm sick with gastritis for about a good week or 2. I don't really get to, I chat with them, let them know I'm sick, blah, blah, we interact. It's casual encounters, small things. I'm not really conversational. And nonetheless, move on. A couple weeks go by. We try to chit, we're having a good time, blah, blah. One day, I come home from work. And I come into the kitchen, as I usually do, put all of my stuff down. I usually put my stuff right, like, at the kitchen, living room, put all my stuff down, get settled, and Mike is sitting there watching TV. And I was like, oh, what are you watching? And I can't really remember, but it was interesting enough that I sat down and finished watching also because I felt inclined to, because I was invited, and I was like, oh, I love an invitation. So we watched the rest of the movie. We watched the rest of the movie. And so then we start talking, and they're leading the conversation, which is interesting because I'm a conversationalist, so I notice when people are doing that. So, they bring up my gastritis. And they ask me how is that going, blah, 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 and things like that. And at this point, I started getting a little defensive because I'm like, this is interesting. Like, you're asking what? This is weird. This conversation going weird. not that they shouldn't be concerned, but you'll see in a second. So they start saying how they're concerned about my gastritis, and I'm like, I'm concerned too, bitch. And they're like, well, they truly do believe that the reason that I have gastritis is because of my spirit of homosexuality, and that if I actually got rid of my spirit of homosexuality, that my gastritis would get better. And so I proceed to look at them and go, oh, this is a conversation that I was not ready for, but I am totally here for. And yes, let's have it. Tell me more. I am intrigued. Now, backstory. I'm a church kid. Grew up in the church. I did Bible quizzing. I was Nazarene. I went to Cornerstone Ministries. Pentecostal. Speaking in tongues. Laying hands on people. Listen, I was leading a small group in college. Church kicked me out. That's how I left. So, either way, I was ready for this conversation. By all means necessary. So, let's go back to the conversation. So, I'm like, oh wow, okay, so. Wow. So then he starts telling me that, like, if I really changed my life and led myself to Christ, that I would see a change in my health and see a change in my daily life and how I lived. And I was like, wow, that is so interesting. I can't put my homosexuality, my homosexual spirit and gastritis together, but I can tell you that I'm a person who leads my life, my day-to-day life, with my homosexuality spirit first. So I don't really know how I'm supposed to go about that situation because I'm a very proud homosexual. It also, it's interesting because I grew up in the church. This is me talking to him, by the way. I grew up in the church. And I've been even through the whole, you're supposed to get counseled straight thing. And it never worked out. And I realized by me leading my life with my spirit of homosexuality first, I've actually been able to reach a lot more people as a faggot than someone like himself who would ever be able to, because they're completely judging people first. And I told him that, and it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So then we proceed. They're like, oh, that's interesting. They're like, you lead your life with that. That's how it draws people to you. And I'm like, yeah, it absolutely does. And I was like, so then he starts to tell me about how when he was younger, the reason why he was able to more or less detect my spirit of homosexuality is because he dealt with it as a kid when he was young. I was like, okay, you still holding on to that. Okay. So let him talk some more about how he struggled with his homosexual spirit. And my spirit just listened and nodded and recognized the struggle. And then I told him, I was like, you are very, very lucky that I am gracious, and I've been graceful during this conversation because, to be honest, it has been completely offensive from the beginning. And you are lucky that I decided to listen to you instead of decided to test your homosexual spirit instead. So that caught him really off guard because it's the fucking truth. Nonetheless, we more or less wrapped up the conversation, agreeing to understand how we agreed to live different lifestyles. So then, of course, I had to have church. So about a week or two later, I decided to have a dinner party at home. Made sure he was going to be there. And boy, let me tell you, did he have a great old time with my faggy ass friends? Oh my god. It was fantastic. Guess what? Afterwards, they want to have another conversation. And I was like, of course, I got time. I'm not going to be as patient, but I got time. You know what I'm saying? And they simply let me know my church is impactful. That there hadn't really been in a presence like that. Of people who were so accepting and open. Mind you, he's sitting there drinking, smoking his cigars inside the house. I ain't say nothing that night. That night, I ain't say nothing though. So then, moving on past those couple nights. I wasn't testing his spirit. I was just living my life. I'm gonna just say that. Which is a very homosexual life. I'm gonna just say that. And so, he was here only 4 weeks. The last week, his spirit started getting the best or worst of him. I don't really know. It's hard to say. But he had to move upstairs into the empty bedroom because, well, he didn't really say. I think his spirit was getting testy. And he didn't know what to do about it. He kept trying to hang out a little too much, but I was busy. I ain't have time for his shenanigans and to entertain his spirit. But nonetheless, has anyone else had a housemate like that? Good Lord. Oh my God. The interesting part though was he was a military guy. I also found out from him that everybody has an FBI guy. So my FBI guy, I'm letting you know. Mike is a snitch. He told me all the information. He showed me documents that he said that I shouldn't be seeing. He showed them to me. Said you shouldn't be seeing this. Receive them and show me. And I'm like, this is so easy, white people. I should be showing classified documents like this. What are you doing? This has to not show. Anyways, Mike is now a contracted government, I don't know, probably like assassin over there doing something wild. So I am glad he's out of the house because unique individual. Fag. Okay, this has been great. Alright. Yeah, that's my little chatter. This is my roommate that I took the hell with me. Okay. Alright. Thanks, fam. It's been cute. It's been great. But I gotta go now. And I will see you all soon. Bye.